Right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it'll sit right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. I got a red room, it'll sit right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelids, and I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I got a red room, it'll sit right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it'll sit right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelids, and I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I don't wanna be anywhere but here. Ooh, I got a red room, it is right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is right out when the sun sets in my bedroom. It feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelids. I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I don't wanna be anywhere but here. I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, it is a red out when the sun sets in my bedroom. I got a red room, I got a red room.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Roots to Grooves.
Thanks for being here, Roots to Grooves. I'm Jesse,
I'm Jay.
and you know that means this is Roots.
Exactly. And we are here this week talking about Australian Melbourne jazz funk band Hiatus Kaiyote.
Hiatus Kaiyote. I love how the name, great name.
Hard to spell. I've finally got it now where I can spell coyote without
Yeah.
trying to look it up.
Well, I did look up coyote, and I thought maybe that was a different word spelled differently than coyote with a C, like the kind of gray dog.
Oh yeah,
But it's not anything.
it's just something that they.
I think they just spelled it
Created
differently,
it, yeah.
which is cool. But I love how the name almost looks like a foreign word,
Yeah,
even though it's just coyote spelled weird, and hiatus is a weird word already.
yeah.
So-
Hiatus means like take time off or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that. I'm on hiatus right now.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Not today that we're recording. We're
Yeah,
working.
yeah, we're here.
We're here at work.
Yeah, so they're a four-piece. They formed in Melbourne in 2011. We'll say the members' names.
Sure.
On vocals, Naomi Saalfield, but she goes by Napalm. Cool name there.
Yeah.
Paul Fender on bass, Simon Mavin on keyboards, and Perrin Moss on drums and percussion.
Nice. Fender's a good name to have as a bass player.
Yeah. Oh, Bender.
Oh, Bender?
Paul Bender, sorry.
Bender with the Fender?
Yeah, maybe
Bender plays a Fender?
I don't know. I saw a clip of him. He has a big like 5-string bass, I think.
Oh,
I didn't
one of
see
those.
what make it was, but
Never a fan of the 5-string. I'm a 4-string kind of guy.
really,
Yeah.
it's kind of rare. I know a lot of like R&B, neo soul guys do the 5-string because I think you can go lower or something, right?
It just gives you that little extra depth.
Yeah, so like a D,
Yeah,
the top
usually-
string or something.
Yeah, normal standard tuning, except that drop D is there
Yeah,
for backup.
yeah. So
But yeah, like you said, we're talking neo soul,
yeah, I would call them neo soul,
maybe progressive neo soul,
yeah.
future soul.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I could go on for days with different ways to describe alternative R&B.
Yeah, we were talking because in the studio yesterday we filmed Samurai Dell live performance in the studio DJ set. Go check that out on YouTube.
Super cool.
Produced by Kenny. The show was produced by Kenny, and we were spinning some of Hiatus Kaiyote's latest album before we filmed. And Kenny was saying it's like,
What's Kenny's last name? Give us the last name.
oh, Carpenter.
There we go.
Shout out Kenny Carpenter.
Nice.
He was saying it's kind of like Hiatus Kaiyote have like reinvented like neo soul, that genre kind of thing.
Yeah, it does seem like
the
they're
sound.
pushing the boundaries of it
Yeah,
in a new and fresh way. Since neo soul's been out and about for like the past 2 decades, like 20 years.
yeah.
You know.
Like Erykah Badu and
Right.
D'Angelo maybe.
Yeah.
Stuff
Those are
like
two
that.
great ones.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, Napalm's vocals really remind me of Erykah Badu
Yeah, yeah.
in a great way.
And it's funny, like, I don't know, just kind of like an observation, like, because I hadn't really seen what these people look like, Hiatus Kaiyote.
Yeah.
And I was like, listening to their music, I'm like, oh, okay, there's some like soulful things. And they look like there could be like some deathcore metal band or something.
Yeah.
Like Naomi, she's got like tons of tattoos and piercings and stuff like that.
I mean,
It's
some
cool.
of the videos in her interviews, she has like a bird on her head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think she has like a pet bird or something.
Yeah.
I don't know the bird's name. I didn't find that out. But
Tweety.
Tweety.
But I mean, yeah, so she's a character, she's got a lot of,
Yeah.
I think she went through some adversity in her life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure that led to a lot of this super cool art that she's
Yeah.
probably been wanting to, express herself and get some of this energy out.
Yeah. I guess we can talk a little bit about her background or,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
because like she's kind of like being kind of the lead person, I guess, front
Yeah.
person for the group.
Yeah, front woman.
Yeah, she's done a lot of interviews, and so there's a lot that she sort of talked about her life. A lot of adversities as well. Like her mother died, I think, when she was 11 of breast cancer. Her dad died when she was 13. Before when her mother passed away, like she's like one of 6, apparently, family of 6 kids.
Okay.
And after her mother passed away, she said she got separated from her siblings and went to live out in the country.
With her aunt, right?
Yeah, I wasn't sure who with.
I
but,
think it
yeah.
was with her aunt.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and she said it was kind of like a good change for her to be out there. She went to a place called Mount Beauty. I haven't looked this place up, but she said it was like, it was quiet. There's a lot of nature around. It's like,
Could you say beautiful?
I would guess to say
Oh.
that it was, that it hazard to say that it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, like after going through all that trauma and that, like her sort of being able to have that time to sort of think and that. But I guess, backtracking, like she did talk a lot about her mum. Her mother was a contemporary choreographer and was like heavily into lots of other art things. And so she said she grew up in an artistic household and it was always encouraged. And she said like a lot of the music her mother would be playing around the house was a lot of like world music things, like a lot of African and Indian things. And so she said that really kind of informed her take on like when she went to start making her own music about like time signatures and stuff like that, where she said she approaches things from like time signatures that aren't just like the 4/4 Western thing, but it's like lots of various sort of
which is it's really cool, and you can see that in their music. How almost none of it's just 4 on the floor, droney.
Yeah,
which that stuff's great too, and that's a whole different vibe. But they're not afraid to switch it up a lot.
Yeah, and some like really crazy things the drummer does, like off kilter. Like I don't even know how, like whether he's just randomly going off beat here and there, or whether it's like a very set, like complicated like rhythm.
Yeah,
like it's hard. It's really hard. He's like someone is like worth studying, like and watching him play live and see what he's doing, kind of thing. Like,
I'd love to see these guys live.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
That would be great. Yeah, hopefully they'll come through Seattle. That'd be great.
Hey, we'll be here for. Hopefully, come to the studio one day.
Yeah,
we're almost up and ready for people.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying, I think in one of her interviews, she had a memory of her riding her yellow tricycle while her mother was playing music, and her mother would be playing stuff like Al Green, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin.
Nice. Yeah.
So some of this kind of soulful, kind of R&B background.
Yeah.
So you can definitely see. I mean, those are some huge hitters in the music world that a lot of people are influenced by.
Yeah.
And then, more about her mother. She was a dancer, was what I found, and she was part of the Australian Ballet Company when she was only 19 years old.
Wow!
So she's also talented, and or she was, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And she was listening to a lot of soul, flamenco, and West African music, like you were saying. So awesome influences: Stevie Wonder, Western African music, like. All this stuff. You can see how how they glue it together really well in the music that Hiatus Kaiyote makes.
Definitely, yeah.
And then I saw that, or you said that her dad had passed away. I didn't see that, but I saw that he left the family.
Yeah, she talks
when she
about
was young.
Her mother being a single mother. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, she did mention Napalm.
Yeah,
she did say she was an orphan, like kind of self-proclaimed.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But she said her dad was an alcoholic. He was a jewelry maker, and then he left when she was young.
Right.
So shame. Yeah. I mean, not shame. Sorry, I don't know what the situation is, but
we don't know.
Yeah, I don't even mean to speak to that, but that's what's going on in Napalm's early life is this stuff happening around her, and then her mother died when she was 11, like you said.
Yeah. And then so at the age of 15, she decided to move back to Melbourne by herself. And she said she was homeless and didn't know anyone. And she ended up going to this park called Edinburgh Gardens. And she said there were like a lot of people there doing like fire dancing,
like fire spinning?
Yeah, all that kind of thing. And she was like really like sort of mesmerized by that and started hanging around those people and learned how to do it herself. And she said that was like one of her first jobs, was doing like the fire spinning thing.
That's fun. I got to do a little bit of that when I was living in Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, I learned a couple moves.
Okay.
Like with the poi.
Okay.
I think that's what we're talking about. I think she was involved in that. But there's all kinds of stuff you can do with fire and dancing. So
yeah, she called it fire dancing, which I don't know what that. I think it's probably like, what you were doing or something like that.
Yeah.
Lots of these tricks you can do and move.
Anything with fire and that looks cool is fire dancing, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, so we're just trying to paint a picture that, she was going through some adversity as a young kid.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I just straight up can't imagine what that'd be like. But also a lot of artistic stuff.
Yeah.
And it sounds like her mother and her father had artistic persuasions.
Yeah.
And that kind of led her to being the napalm that she is today.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to say though, what's napalm? Because isn't that like some kind of
it's like
bomb or substance, or
it's like a chemical that they used in like in Vietnam, and that it would that's like that famous photo of the girl running towards the camera with her it looks like she's had her face burnt
like acid
off.
or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that's horrible.
It is. I'm not sure if what her thinking is being called napalm. Maybe she has another. It's not really actually like the way she spells it, but like
right. Yeah. So it's, but I mean, cool play on words.
Yeah.
And it is cool, a cool name.
Yeah.
Beside the connotations associated with the use of napalm.
Yeah.
But neither here nor there. I don't know I don't know the story again.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak to stuff I don't know about. But the sound of the word and the name is cool.
Yeah,
I got to say that.
sure. Yeah, so I was like doing that fire dancing where she kind of met a lot of people. I think she was doing her solo thing around that time. She's a guitarist and singer. And so it was actually like a solo show she was doing where the other members were there as audience members, saw her play, connected that way. And then like after a year of like knowing each other, that's when they basically formed the band and started writing material together kind of thing.
Nice.
I guess that was in 2011 back then.
Yeah, so these guys have been a group for about 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Maybe a little over that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's basically all I got for her. Her in the band's younger life. I don't have anything else on that.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the other guys.
Yeah.
They did their first ever release was in 2012, and it was just a full-length album called Tawk Tomahawk. This is the
Tawk Tomahawk.
Yeah. Self-released album.
It's I think it reached some like critical acclaim, and it's really good.
Yeah, I think they made fans out of Erykah Badu, Questlove, Prince when Prince was still around. All of those artists tweeted about Hiatus Kaiyote and encouraging their listeners to listen to this new group.
I read that and I thought it was really cool. I was wondering how they got connected or how
that happened. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, where did they release their music? Do you know?
Back then, interesting question. Yeah, it must have been like physical copies in 2012.
That's like a missing chunk of this band that I would like to know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess iTunes was around then, right?
Right.
Like,
but even if you could put your music on iTunes,
yeah,
how does Questlove find it? Like, I don't think he would have found any of my songs if I released them 10 years ago and just put it on iTunes with no promo.
You never know. I heard a thing about Questlove. He makes it a point every week to listen to 100 new songs from artists he's never heard of before.
Nice. That's admirable.
It's like it's his thing. I think the way he does that, he said he'll go like on Spotify and he'll like kind of maybe do the radio functionality or the discovery things
for some music that he likes and already knows.
And he'll just keep clicking around. Like, if it's like an artist with a feature, he hasn't heard of the person that's featuring, he'll like go and check that out. And it's like a rabbit hole sort of thing.
Yeah, 100%. And Spotify's a great tool to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I love my favorite bill to pay.
You should sell that tagline to them. Like,
I should. I get
or we'll use it for a Signl subscription thing at some point. Yeah.
Okay, my
favorite bill to pay.
That's what I'll designate it for. Nobody can use that. Okay, you're on our team. We're all a team here.
TM.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Copyrighted. All of it. So yeah.
Well, I guess about the discovery thing, there was in 2013, Giles Peterson named them as a Breakthrough Artist of the Year at his Worldwide Music Awards in London. I mentioned Giles Peterson a few times on this show. He's like a big DJ out in the UK. Had a Radio 1, BBC Radio 1 show for a long time. I think he's on BBC 6 Music now. He has Worldwide FM, great other radio stations to check out, folks. Nice. And I think it was like another artist that saw Hiatus Kaiyote play live, a guy called Taylor McFerrin. I haven't heard of him. He's apparently a producer, DJ, beatboxer out of Brooklyn. He saw Hiatus play, mentioned to Giles Peterson that you should check out this group. Mm-hmm. That could have been another way, because I know like Questlove and Giles Peterson know each other. And
right, so just connecting the dots.
Yeah, he knows Erykah Badu as well and stuff like that. So I feel like there's some connections that way, maybe, sort of thing.
Right, and especially her vocal performance. To me, it sounds like Erykah Badu was probably a huge influence.
Yeah, it seems like it.
With her style and her vocal style, and even a lot of the writing and just general her artistry, Erykah Badu's, that is. Yeah, I could totally see how you can connect those dots and want to tell somebody else, like, this sounds like this other artist that you know. So I can see how those dots are connected. And, I guess they toured extensively after that album came out. Mm-hmm. So more promotion. We were just talking off the air how great promotion is through your tour, through playing in different cities and spreading by word of mouth.
Yeah, I think like for all the artists we've been talking about, it seems to be essential and key in getting out there is to actually go out on the road and play dates in different cities wherever you can, and just get discovered that way. Because that is a discovery thing, right? Like if you think about Spotify suggesting things that you know, do the Discover Weekly playlists or whatever. Playing a show is good because like maybe you're going to see someone else and there's other group opening up for them, and you know, if it's a similar genre or whatever, it's like, yeah,
Right.
great band, go check them out on my Spotify when I get home, kind of thing. Add that album to my
it's
playlist
exciting.
or whatever. So
So I mean, so Q-Tip was on one of their songs, so Nakamura.
yeah,
One thing I wanted to say real quick was I think my elementary school principal was Mrs. Nakamura.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that means or anything. I just thought of that right now. I don't know if it's the same spelling or anything.
Yeah,
But yeah, they did an awesome track with Q-Tip called Nakamura. I don't know if it's Nakamura, whatever.
yeah.
And they toured and people were noticing them, and they were nominated for a Grammy Award for Best R&B Performance for that song.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. Yeah. And then they were close. They were nominated, but they ended up losing to Snarky Puppy, who we talked about several episodes ago.
Okay.
For their work with Lala Hathaway, I think, and they recorded a song called Something.
Yeah. Okay.
So Snarky Puppy's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
We talked about them, so we don't need to talk about them now. But cool to see these connections with artists that we bring up.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that
crossover.
Yeah. Every episode is a crossover episode here on Roots to Grooves. Somehow, some way. Yeah. We haven't talked about The Rock in way too long, though.
Yeah, it's been a few episodes since we talked about The Rock.
Yeah, we're failing to bring him up.
Yeah.
So, but you know, neither here nor there. Water under the bridge.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that saying means, but I like to say it.
It's gone by now. We've passed it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, 2014 they started working on the second album.
Well, should we play a track though from the?
Oh
first
yeah,
album?
no, I'm getting ahead of us. Like
before we get too far ahead.
Let's do it.
Let's play this track, Mobius Streak.
Yeah.
Tawk. I have to say talk because otherwise I think it sounds like I'm saying talk.
Talk. Oh,
talk.
Like J.R.R. Tolkien.
Because I say it the same. I was talking. Talk.
Tomahawk.
Yeah.
Talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Mobius Streak. Here we go. Hiatus Kaiyote. Mobius Streak from Tawk Tomahawk album from Hiatus Kaiyote. That was the first track on the album. How good was that? That was like
so good.
Complicated. There's a lot going on. There's a lot
Yeah.
of layers, textures, rhythms.
Yeah, they're not afraid to switch up the rhythm on a dime.
Yeah.
The thing I love about this band, Hiatus Kaiyote, is that a lot of the instrumentals are like cared for and produced just as much as the vocals.
Yeah.
It's not just a vocal with music backing up.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Arlo Parks. Some
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
music is very good, but it feels like it's meant to back up her vocal.
Right.
And this, it feels like it's equal between the instrumental and the vocals.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite kind of music.
Yeah.
There's a lot of detail in the production of the music behind the vocals.
Yeah.
And it's very detailed. Like you hear these samples or these synths going on, and just a lot of care for the detail. And I really love it. It makes it really immersive for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And I found some information because you were asking about how this got released, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so they did originally self-release it themselves. I think they did like physical album. I think that may have meant vinyl and CD, and also FLAC.
Oh, they really?
You know the FLAC? I had to Google this.
Yeah, it always comes up on Bandcamp if you upload stuff there.
Yeah.
They're like, you can get the free FLAC file. I'm like, I don't even know what the heck that is.
What the FLAC?
Is it like a floppy disk type thing? I don't know.
Something.
I don't actually think that.
Lossless audio codec, something like that. Flatless lossless audio.
And that's better
codec.
than MP3 or MP4.
Free lossless audio codec. That's what that stands for. Yeah.
What's the utility of that? Why is it important?
I think it's better than MP3. It's probably like a
Higher fidelity.
larger file size, but better quality kind of thing. Less compressed.
It's all a mystery to me, Jay.
Yeah, but then so they kind of self-released it, and then they went on tour. They got introduced to Giles Peterson. They won an award at his Worldwide Music Awards, and shortly after that, they got introduced to this guy called Salam Remy, who's a record producer. Apparently, he's had a lot of associations with Nas, Amy Winehouse, Fugees. Stuff like that, and he was an A&R person for Sony, and he convinced Sony to fund the forming of his own record label called Flying Buddha, and then he picked up this album from Hiatus Kaiyote and then further pushed it and re-released it.
Okay, that's great.
And then that's how the Q-Tip thing got on, because they had that track without him on it, and then they redid it with him, Q-Tip, on it. And
Okay.
put that as an extra track on the album on the Flying Buddha release.
Great
So
on-air
there you go.
research from Jay Purcell.
Did that quickly. Because it's always kind of nice to know a little bit of context about how do you go from self-recent
To have an artist like Q-Tip on your
yeah
debut track that
and-
nobody's ever heard.
and Prince and Erykah Badu tweeting about you.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
And that's awesome that you can see that somebody kind of believed in them and was like, I love this. I'm going to
Yeah.
help you push this because it needs
Yeah.
to be shared with the world.
But again, like the power of touring and being seen and
Right.
other people seeing them, suggesting them to other people, and so on and
It's
so on.
still
Yeah.
grassroots, word of mouth stuff
Yeah.
happening out here in
Definitely is.
2021.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's really cool. Well, I guess that was
Well, that
going
was
on 10 years.
2012. Yeah.
But you know, more
Still
or
happens
less
today. Yeah.
more or less, yeah. You know what I'm trying to say, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Their stuff's all like that.
Yeah, they self-produced that album. I think, I think it was the drummer's home studio. His name, what is it? Perrin. Interesting name. I haven't heard the name Perrin before.
Neither have I.
But yeah, he has this cat called Benny, and he would always be hanging out at the studio. And the bass player was saying he makes all these like weird, like moaning sounds. Like, "Meow." So they like recorded him, put him through a vocoder, and he's on the album somewhere. Benny.
I thought I read that
So,
somewhere.
yeah.
That is super cool. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a little Easter egg to find.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure where it is. I have to listen deeply. It's probably
Yeah.
hidden in the mix there.
Let's try to
Under all
find
those
it. Let us
layers.
know when you guys find it. I'm going to listen to it tonight.
If you can hear Benny,
Let us
let us
know.
know, yeah. But yeah, first album, incredible. Lots of great tracks
Yeah,
on
so
there.
they're coming out swinging.
Yeah,
I think they're basically a home run.
yeah.
You know, and I don't know. So I was seeing some critics being like, "Is this good neo soul? You know, is it appropriating other cultures? Is that You
Really?
know? Yeah, and it was, just a few critics who are, meant to be criticizing
Right.
music. That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like people start to think of these critics as like haters or people just you don't even like music, but that you're kind of critiquing something,
Yeah.
not saying only the good things about something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's fair.
Yeah.
But I thought it opened up kind of an interesting dialogue in my mind, at least, whether
Yeah.
she's like a white woman doing something that's
Yeah.
like soul music,
Yeah.
neo soul, that's historically like black.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
Well, she was saying about the scene in Melbourne is that she said it's a melting pot city. She said it's like the cultural, like underground artsy city in Australia.
Yeah.
I felt that I managed to go there a couple of years ago, and
That's where you got that shirt?
that's where I got this shirt.
Good
And the guy actually who sold me this shirt in the shop called Homie, by the way, check him out.
Nice.
That he said that she did a solo show like a couple of days before, like a really tiny venue, and like he went to it, and I was like, damn, I should have known about that. I was out there
So close.
all that way, so far away. To like
Bummer.
But yeah, I got that vibe when I was there. Melting pot, lots going on, a lot of great new music coming out of there. And Napalm was saying that, there's so many different types of genres out there. There's like punk and rock and jazz and soul, Ethiopian hip hop. She said, I want to hear that. Got to check out what that is about.
And a lot of like psychedelic bands coming out.
Yeah.
And
But she said also there's like a mutual respect from each other in all of these genres. So instead of everyone being isolated in their own like cliques or whatever, they all sort of intermingle and like,
I mean, that's great. That's fantastic.
So I think that's kind of like, to that critic's point, I feel like, well, but they come from this like melting pot city where the influences and stuff is shared freely between everyone from those legit other cultures as well, because it's a multicultural city and stuff. So
That's very fair.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's growing up and creating music in this culture that she's a part of.
yeah.
So in no way she, if
Yeah.
anything, she's paying homage to these different genres.
Yeah, I think so.
In a very, I don't know, honest way.
Yeah.
And I don't hear any dishonesty or anything,
No.
plagiarism, anything like that.
No.
So, but just wanted to, throw that out there because it's kind of interesting how, genres interact with, people and,
Yeah, I definitely am.
just the creation of this art that we all get to enjoy.
Yeah.
It's epic and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, good stuff. They came out with that beautiful debut album.
Yeah.
They got it pushed with some help.
Yeah.
Because people believed in them.
Yeah.
They toured extensively. They got critical acclaim.
Yeah.
And then they made another album.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up. I mean, as far as I know, unless there's any.
There's a few other releases in between. They did like a live EP in 2013. That was just like some live versions from the first album. They did an EP in 2014 called By Fire. 3 tracks on that. And I think some of those tracks may have ended up on the second album as well. There's a lot of weird things they're doing there. And then in 2015 they came out with a single called Shaolin Monk Motherfunk.
Great name.
On Flying Buddha, and that was the first single to kind of initiate what was to be their second album, Choose Your Weapon, which came out in 2015. Another great, excellent body of work. Like,
kind of more of the same experimentation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's exactly the same as the first album. It's definitely, just different variations.
Yeah.
And different progression.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah.
The album cover, I just want to say, is really dope.
Yeah.
The album art, that is.
We'll put that on the screen right now.
There it is. Look at that. So you see, like, he's like a monkey. He's like the monkey from The Lion King, that kind of monkey.
Right.
And he's like screaming.
Yeah.
And he's got like hands with blue fire, and it's just really energetic.
Yeah.
And cool.
Looks like it could be an album cover for like a metal rock album or something like that. Yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
Or
totally.
like a Budos band type vibe.
Yeah. No, that would. I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's really cool.
Yeah.
because I wouldn't necessarily think to do something like this if I was coming up with the art for the music, I guess. But having listened to the music and now looking at the art,
Yeah.
it does kind of match up because it's kind of intense. There's an intensity to their music.
Yeah, I get like the visuals I get from listening to Hiatus Kaiyote are very like earthy, and I see like beads.
Yeah, like fractal.
Yeah, and stuff like that, like tribal visuals sort of thing. That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, and that for me that kind of goes in, that kind of that monkey and that energy, the Lion King.
Yeah,
she listened to some West African music.
Yeah.
So when I put all this in the context together, it totally makes the whole vibe.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. Definitely. So it definitely makes sense. But and the writing on the album cover, that looks like some kind of Megadeth death metal.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
like Def Leppard.
It's kind of like, well, this is kind of small on here. Is it sort of metallic looking?
No, it is small on here, but it is kind of like metallic and kind of 80s.
Right. Yeah.
And it's even like pink and blue.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, it's a vibe. It's cool.
Let's play a track off this album.
Yeah, off of Choose Your Weapon, came out in 2015. What do you got?
I got Shaolin Monk Motherfunk.
Yeah.
Don't say it too fast, because otherwise you might like
have a stroke.
Have a cuss word, something like that. Shaolin Monk Motherfunk.
Yeah.
Interesting title.
said drop in 2 days. Said drop in 2 days. Said drop in 2 days. Oh, I'll be swinging it so low. Said drop in 2 days. Honey, I miss what rock 2 days. Said drop in 2 days. Oh, I'll be swinging it so low. Ha ha, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ha ha, 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 yeah, yeah. Ha ha,
Shaolin monk, mother funk.
Mother Funk is right, man. All over the place a little bit. I love it.
Yeah, a lot of rhythm changes
Yeah.
happening there.
Cool samples, some cool synths.
Yeah, Napalm said that they wanted this album to be an extension of their debut. And they didn't want to make a one genre body of work. Something else she said. They also wanted to pay tribute to the mixtape format, which is why, like, I think the reason for some of those rhythm changes, and also like they have a few interludes on the album, like short, like 1 minute things and stuff like that. But yeah, great listen, great album.
Yeah.
I haven't really listened to it all the way through myself yet, but like,
I mean, it is an hour long.
yeah, it's
So
long. Yeah,
It's a lot of music.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, one of the highlights is the changing of the winding chord progressions,
yeah,
the, unpredictable song structures.
yeah,
And the different colorful sounds that they have in the production with the synths and the bass and the guitar.
yeah.
I mean, I'm even hearing like different bass sounds. Like it doesn't sound like
Yeah.
he had one bass and played the whole song through. It's like they're making this. It sounds like kind of section by section,
Yeah,
and then just mixing it to sound like it's good
yeah,
and cohesive.
yeah.
But so like I don't know. At the end, it sounded like he had like an octave pedal or something on the bass, perhaps.
Yeah,
That was just off that one listen.
yeah,
But that's what I'm picking up, and I just love that. I think it's really cool.
yeah,
It keeps it interesting for me,
definitely.
and it keeps it fun and colorful. And so, I mean, something that I can definitely listen to for an hour.
Yeah,
So cool.
yeah. Charted, first album to chart of theirs in the US, it said. 127 on the US Billboard 200.
Rough. No, I was kidding. That's great. I'd love to be on the chart.
But number 11 on the US Billboard top R&B and hip hop albums
Nice.
of that year.
So that's saying something. That's good.
Yeah.
They're making a mark.
Yeah. And then, on to the most recent album, I think, maybe, if
Yeah.
it's time.
Let's do it.
Came out this year, 2021, only a few weeks ago from recording this, but this is 3 months in the past now or something.
Or
So
so.
it's been out a few months. It's called Mood Valiant. Came out this time on Brain Feeder, which is a record label run by Flying Lotus. It's interesting.
I could definitely see that connection.
Yeah.
Flying Lotus seems to have a lot of the similar chord progression
Yeah.
changes and rhythm changes, and
Yeah,
mixed with kind of modern synthy
yeah,
sampling and stuff like that.
yeah.
So that's cool.
Definitely. And it said it took them 4 years to write this album in between touring, and during this time as well, Napalm was diagnosed with breast cancer. So she had to go into hospital and have a mastectomy.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, and so she said that really kind of jolted her facing like mortality, especially also because her mother passed away because of breast cancer. And she said it really just like made her think about like, all of a sudden you're faced with the possibility of death, and like usually we go through life thinking like, oh, I'll do this thing later or when I'm older kind of thing. And
Yeah, especially when you're young,
yeah,
teenager in your 20s even. It's
Yeah.
like, I got so much time.
yeah. So it really just sort of woke her up to like really kind of be more focusing on seizing the moment and doing the things that you want to do and stuff like
That's
that.
what we should do. Live in the moment.
Yeah, yeah,
That's where the That's where it's at. That's where we're living. That's the only place. That's all we ever have is the present moment.
It's true. Yeah.
That's all I got to say on that, Jay.
Live in the now.
And you'll have more time.
Yeah.
The more you live in the now, the longer the days go by, and the longer the years, and onward. I think.
Interesting.
That's what I'm coming to in my head.
Okay. Yeah. I'll think about that.
It's something to think about.
I've definitely heard people talk about that before, but haven't really sort of pondered it too much.
You gotta, you really gotta conceptualize it in the context of your own life, and then feel it out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, we're not a philosophy
podcast.
Yeah, even as much as we are a geography podcast.
Yeah,
but mostly we try to talk about music.
Talk about science and geography and
it's all one and the same, baby.
Life.
It's all energy.
So that's what music is. It makes you think about these things. Music can make you think about a lot of things.
Well, yeah, that's one of the beauties of it. That's one of the priceless things about music.
Yeah,
you never know what you're going to be thinking about.
Exactly. And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say this one's 12 songs, 42 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more good stuff. I think they're just continuing their evolution.
Yeah.
And their exploration of these multiple genres and the blending of those genres.
Yeah.
So it's more fun stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
No, go for it.
She said the title "Mood Valiant" came from as an inspiration from her mother, because she used to have 2 vintage Valiant station wagons.
Oh.
I googled this. It's a crazy looking car. Here's a photo for the YouTube viewers.
I didn't know what that looked like until the photo came up. That's awesome.
You won't know what that looks like until 3 months later when this video gets published. It's kind of like a long car with like spiky like elements on it. It kind of looks like the Ghostbusters car a little bit.
Oh, okay. Station wagon vibe?
Yeah, almost like a hearse though.
Okay, yeah.
But she said her mum had 2 of these, a white one and a black one. And she said she mostly drove the white one, but like when she drove the black one, it was like, don't mess with.
She was in a mood.
She was in a mood. It was like, apparently she would choose which car to drive based on her mood. And so hence the album title, Mood Valiant.
That's cool.
It's interesting.
I like that, and I relate to that because I have 2 cars. And if
you do,
and some people are like, well, why do you have 2 cars?
Yeah. Do you drive them based on mood though, or?
I mean, or based on utility.
Okay. Yeah.
Because my Buick's like a truck. Right. I just took out the back seat.
Yeah.
So it goes. There's space all the way to the back.
Got it.
So I just loaded up storage unit or like literally a truck, move stuff.
Yeah.
So and I have my Subaru.
Yeah.
Those are my cars, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Jesse Ted Talk.
Here are photos of his cars. No, I'm just checking. you
don't want photos though. They don't look that pretty. But yeah, cool. Yeah. So I love it. I mean, Mood Valiant. It's a mood. It's a vibe.
Yeah.
All the way through. It's not as long, so I feel like they honed in. They're like, maybe let's not make something so long.
Yeah.
Let's not make it super short, so it's meaty.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of good stuff.
And it's been a while since the last full length as well, so got to kind of come back to the scene with a body of work to tour with or whatever.
And I mean, like you said, a lot of perspective from what was going on in Napalm's personal life.
Yeah.
And it just simply took 4 years to make this body of work. So no doubt a ton of thought and love went into it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that shows when you listen to it. It's really great.
Yeah. Yeah, I discovered this randomly. I didn't know it was coming because I do the drop every week. If you haven't tuned in, folks, playing brand new music every week. And so 1 week, Get Sun came up as a new release. That's on the album. That's their first single from it. Great stuff. And then the week later, like all of the rest of the album dropped, and I was like, great.
Hell yeah, more.
Yeah. I think I played like three tracks from this on the last episode of the drop.
Nice.
But yeah, it's great stuff, man.
This one is the least listened to by me. Since it was so new.
So new, yeah.
And so I wanted to go back into their older stuff more.
Yeah, for sure.
As we listened this week and everything. So
yeah.
I still got some listening to do, but what I've heard from it is really cool. Like Get Sun is epic.
Yeah, yeah.
Great track. I don't know if we were going to play that. Did we already play that? We're going to play that.
We're going to play that. That might be the closeout track, maybe.
That's our closeout track, I think.
Unless we have more to say on Hiatus Kaiyote, I don't have too much more info on them.
No, basically that's all I got on them too.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much more we need to say as far as important things about them.
Yeah.
They just make really good music. It's interesting. They change it up.
Yeah.
It goes deep with the production.
Yeah.
Vocals are great. The genre blending is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful project all the way around.
Yeah.
And a lot of love goes into it, I think, and a lot of heart. So
Yeah.
it's definitely worth listening to.
Yeah, and actually they have all done some solo stuff on the side as well, which might be worth checking out. I haven't really heard too much. I heard a clip of Napalm's solo stuff, where she mostly just does guitar and singing.
A more singer-songwriter,
Yeah.
chill vibe.
Yeah, but actually, like the clip I saw, she was playing electric guitar.
Nice.
And it was like very sort of like neo soul vibes,
Okay.
you know, with her singing. So it was, yeah, great.
Does she play guitar when she plays live with Hiatus?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen her do that on the clips I saw of them playing live.
Neither did I.
Yeah. So, but she definitely does on like the recordings. I think, like a lot of these albums start with some of her ideas, and then the rest of the band like takes them further and fleshes them out and stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, and also like Perrin Moss, the drummer, he has an alias called Clever Austin. He released an album in 2019. Paul Bender also put out a solo album called The Sweet Enoughs is his project name.
Nice.
Yeah, and these guys have done a lot of like production with other people and stuff like that. So there's like more avenues of things to check out off the side of Hiatus Kaiyote sort of thing. Like,
I think there's a lot of different avenues to drive down. No doubt, talented musicians.
Yeah,
that are willing to go to the max, to the level.
definitely. Up to 10,
Maybe 11.
maybe 11.
Turn it up.
Goes all the way up.
But yeah, that's all I got on Hiatus Kaiyote, Jay.
All right, great. Good conversation. Good introductory thing. I hope for the folks at home, if you haven't heard of this group before, a lot of material out there to listen to. Hit us up.
Stuff. It's fun. Yeah, hit us up. Yeah, if you got any cool Hiatus Kaiyote stories, questions, comments, concerns. Yeah,
Concerns.
Seen them live. If you guys are worried about us, let us know.
It's 71 degrees in here now. It was 108 the other day.
I'm chilly. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I'm like, ooh.
You came in the other day, last week, folks. You've probably seen this, with the fleece. A couple of days before it hit 108.
Hey, style above utility.
All right.
In my life.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a dumb idea.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
You tell me, but hit us up and let us know at that email.
Roots to Grooves at signalradio.com, SIGNL radio.com. If you're just discovering the podcast for the first time, something we haven't said on here before, we do have a website, rootstogrooves.com. You can find all of the episodes there.
It's very clean and succinct. Yeah, you can listen to all these episodes for free.
Yeah, and then click through to watch the videos if you want as well. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. We have an Instagram at Roots to Grooves as well. Clips and stuff.
And there's going to be more to come. More fun stuff on social media. Yeah. We're just getting started. So we're
live stuff as well.
Yeah, live stuff. Look out for the lives, guys.
Yeah.
But we're super stoked that you guys are along the ride with us. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah. Like, no doubt we really appreciate it. Absolutely. And we wouldn't be here without anybody else. Yeah. Without our listeners. We're just trying to share some love, share some knowledge, and share this journey with everybody. And we're all in this together. And we're gonna play out with Get Sun, because we've been getting sun in Seattle as well. Yeah. Get sun, get some. Catch you next time. I'm Jay. I'm Jesse. That's right. And that's right. That's and we're Roots to Grooves. All right, peace out, everybody. Thank you. Surface, will it suffice? The
what you do. Yeah. I wanna like what you do, what you do. I wanna like what you do. Yeah. I wanna like what you do, what you do. I wanna like what you do. Yeah. I wanna like what you do, what you do. I wanna like what you do, yeah. I wanna like what you do, what you do.
Roots to Grooves is a production of Signl Radio. For more music and independent culture, visit signalradio.com. That's signl radio.com.